What up? Your boy is Shadow. Now, I'm here to talk about the flaw in all humanity. Now, the biggest flaw starts off with one of the most misleading quotes. And the misleading quote is all humanity is made, or all humans are made equal. That is not true. We're not made equal. But not in the sense where it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? I think as humanity, where instead of encouraging and making people understand their flaws and weaknesses, not in the sense where it's a bad thing, but more in the sense where it's a unique thing because everybody has flaws and everybody has good things that they're good at. You know what I'm saying? That is just how everything works like that. You know what I mean? Um, you know, a fish, could swim chingon, nobody could swim better than a fucking fish and dolphin and all, they can't swim like that. But now a bird can't swim, can't go and dive and all that like a fish, but it can fly. Now a fish can't fly. So everybody has their strengths and everybody has their weaknesses, and that's fine and it's okay as long as you accept them. But I think humanity, since they want to be able to conquer everything and all that, be able to achieve everything, um, they see that or tend to see that as a flaw or a weakness, when it's not. You know what I mean? The fact that they think like that blinds them from seeing their own weaknesses because everybody has them and everybody has their strengths and it's okay, you know. And everybody uses that as the in the convenience. It's always in the convenience, where they say that, oh well, we all had equal opportunity, we all had this and that, but then they think that, nah, well, I'm better than them, I'm nothing like them, I'm above them or whatever. So which one is it? You know what I mean? Like, you say that you guys are equal and stuff like that, but then now you're better than them at something. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's always at the convenience. You know what I mean? Because that's the way, society to where we're at right now shows the teachings. I mean, you can see where the teachings have been going wrong, and they've been going wrong for a long time. That's because we let the greedy, naive, and selfish rule over it all. We fell for their propaganda and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Well, some of us. Um, Now, me, I'm able to understand, right? Like, I never think I'm above somebody, even if it's somebody that I dislike or I hate, or if anything. I always take them on the same level as me, and that's why I'm even more cautious because, people may say, oh, they bitches, they weak, they pussies, whatever, but I don't know that motherfucker, dog. He might roll up and, so I gotta keep my guard up. It's not paranoia. It's using your noggin. Paranoia is only said to the ones that think that they're above everybody. And even they get taken down. You see that? Never underestimate nobody. You know what I mean? Like, always try to put yourself on their level. Instead of being like, man, these people are fucking racist, man. Look at these fucking pieces of shit, man, the way they talk. The bigger question is, why are they like that? And why do they think like that? And maybe trying to get to the bottom of that. People concentrate on just that problem. Like, let's say they want to take out gangs, right? Let's take out gangs. Let's remove them. Fucking gangs are bad and everything like that. Instead of being like, wait, but why did gangs start to begin with? And how did these people become like that? And blah, blah, blah. And attacking that. That way you stop the problem from where it's coming from. And just shut it all down completely. But no, you rather just get rid of this problem. And then another problem comes and takes its place because you never concentrated on the source. And the cycle keeps going and going and going. You know, you have to understand why people think like this. You know what I mean? What made them like this? For the greater good of humanity. Now some people, they went through some shit because, like I said, not everybody's created the same. Some of us are not strong-minded like others. Some of us are weak-minded. They call it weak-minded, but I call it built different. You know what I mean? But that way people understand. Some people just go through some shit and that other people just can't relate to, because we don't know their lives, we don't know what happened. People just like to fucking just throw random shit at the board and see what sticks. So now, not everybody's as smart as others, not everybody's creative as others, not everyone has their unique and everybody has their weaknesses, and it's fine. That's what humanity is. We're not perfect. Perfection does not exist. And it's okay to accept it, but nobody ever wants to accept it. you know, because they are too scared of what other people think about them. You know what I mean? And when you start caring about what other people think about you, that will become your greatest weakness. You know, it will stop you from achieving stuff. It will stop you from doing the things you're doing, and it will block your mind from thinking, you know, what you want to think. It will put everything at hold, at bay. Stalemates. What's been going on this whole entire time. Um, so that's just what it is. So to hold everybody at the same level as you, but then you want to say that you better than them, or how stupid they are, and how greater you are of them, that does not make no sense. I thought you were holding them to the equal standards as yourself. You know what I mean? So we can't expect the same thing, or the same mental power, or the same will, or anything about everybody. It is ridiculous. You know? And I think when people start to understand that, problems will change. You know what I mean? Because everybody thinks that they have the answer right now, but nobody has the answer right now. You know, not in government, not in humanity, nobody. Because nobody is willing to admit their flaws and what they're wrong in, and not even willing to listen to the other person. It's kind of like when somebody leaves you a comment talking shit, right? Whether it's on social media, whatever the fuck. For some odd reason, people, I get a lot of shit talking. Trust me, they be talking shit on my music, on all kinds of shit, but I never reply back. Why am I gonna fall in that rabbit hole? Why do I have to get the last word? Why does my ego have to take over? Why do I have to get the last say so? Why do I have to make the last comment or burn or ooh, that forgot smoke? Why? Why? All of that's irrelevant. None of it matters. Now, if somebody says like some crazy off the top of the head type shit, you know what I mean? Instead of insulting that person back and everything like that, I will kind of start seeing like, whoa, what made this person think like that? And now engage in conversation to kind of like pick at his brain to make him see why he thinks like that. And when I finally understand him, or if I'm not able to understand him, then I just dip, you know, or delete his comment, or whatever the fuck, you know. I won't stay, you know. I'm not gonna be right there arguing for what? For what? For my own self pleasure, or for what? If I can screenshot and show others, to feed my ego? No, bro. You know, that's having an ego. That's you wanting other people to idolize or praise what you just did. Like it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Instead of insulting people, instead of thinking that you above them and everything like that, why don't you try to understand that person? Oh, because you're too good for that, huh? Oh, okay. And when somebody thinks they're too good for something, he ain't no better than Donald Trump. Narcissist. You know what I mean? They want to talk all this shit about Donald Trump, but I mean, he didn't put himself in that office. You know, you have to understand why did so many um, votes went his way, even though he lost majority vote. Why did the other votes go his way? And what made people vote for that and think about that and everything like that? Because that motherfucker didn't just be like, okay, I'm gonna walk in that office and be president. Do I think he's a moron? Yeah, but only because he's a narcissist. He cares about what other people think about him. You know what I mean? He falls into their traps that they always set up for him because he only cares about himself. He is not racist. He only cares about himself. And what does he love? Money. You know. So that's what it is. Not a racist. He just infatuated with himself and money because he loves money because it's a part of him. You know, thing he loves. So that's why he talks all the shit that he talks. And the thing is that now people are encouraging, even like in video games and everything, they encourage people, like when they win, they have a little dance that they do. You know, you're gloating, you're rubbing it in their faces. You know, a lot of bad lessons are being taught. You know, but people just choose to ignore it because they think that children are dumb, are naive. Nah, they smart, man. They ain't listening. Nah, they don't understand. They don't. That's the age where they start learning everything, and everything starts soaking it up like a sponge. You know what I mean? Kind of like when you play wrestle with a child. You know, they know how far to take it, because if they accidentally poke your eye, or they accidentally, like, you know, they actually hurt you or whatever, and you're like, oh, okay, they know, okay, I did it too hard, well, I'm not supposed to hit them right there, so they're more cautious about what they do, you know. But instead of, you just leave them like that or whatever the hell, and they just play video games all damn day, and then when another child does make it mad, he just lunges at them going full force, and he accidentally really hurts the other child or kills him, but he never knew, you know, because he didn't know how to, you know what I mean? Like that, it's important, you know, when they go out there and play sports, you know, they tackle each other, like, oh, and they get hurt, they're like, oh shit, man, are you all right? Hey, I didn't mean to. You know, they know, like, how much pressure to apply, and how people get hurt. They understand all of that, but when they're just sitting there playing video games, they don't understand a goddamn thing. You know what I mean? And a child, as small as he is, he recognizes a scenario. He may not be able to understand it, but he recognizes it. You know what I mean? So your job as a parent, and as the one that's applying these teaching, is to break it down in layman terms so they could understand. You know what I mean? Like like say it in a way where you know that they are able to understand what you're trying to say. You know what I mean? And I think that's a lot of things that's wrong, with a lot of, like, studies and teachings, and all of that. You know, like, these people say it's so, they try to sound so educated that they lose a bunch of people. A bunch of people be like, oh man, you know what? This is boring. This is whack. This is lame. Whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Instead of, like, all right, let me break it down for them to understand. Especially, like, right now, you know, like, people are demanding change and everything like that, but they're not stating what they want. But it has to make rational sense, because we still live in a democracy where it has to go through systems, and, you know, it has to actually make sense. Like, uh, removing police officers, that is the most stupidest idea I have ever fucking heard of. This is coming from a gang member, homie, who still, you know, who still has my own demons. You know what I mean? Like, that is a fucking ridiculous idea. But when they say defund the police, they don't mean, like, eliminate half of the force, or take off cops completely, whatever. They just don't know how to explain themselves. Defund the police means that not every police officer out there needs to be with a fucking M16, a fucking tank, uh, uh, the double solid bulletproof shields, tactical gear, and all of that. They don't need they don't need all of that, bro. This is not a fucking war zone. What do you need all that for? For the fucking common call that you're gonna get some, you're gonna roll up, some fool has a bat, some fool has a sword, a little knife, maybe a 9mm. The most extreme motherfucker might have an AK, but you need fucking 500 officers in every goddamn fucking state armed with fucking M16s, flash grenades, fucking tactical vehicles, and all of this shit. It's not a fucking. Then what is the army for? You don't need all that. You're telling me that officer's not safe with a fucking 9mm Beretta and a fucking 12 gauge shotgun? That's not enough for a man holding a fucking pencil? You know? And yes, what they could do is grab the stuff that they're already scared, resell it to other countries who, you know, like the Philippines, like India and everything. You know, like, they buy military gear from us. You sell it to them. You grab them funds. You put it back into your city, and then you throw it at whatever you think needs help. You know, whether it's schools or Medi-Cal or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? But pushing all that money into police officers, because they try to say, oh, we need all these cops, we need all these, you know, this manpower and everything. It doesn't go for manpower. It doesn't go for a raise, because trust me, they're underpaid. It goes for what? All these fucking stupid ass shits that they don't even need? Or for the high sergeants that getting a little bit, maybe too much cheddar? Yeah, huh? Yeah, that way you could get yourself a bigger buck, huh? Man, knock it off already. All these people are infatuated with money. It's ridiculous. That's a problem with society nowadays. Everybody just wants money. More, more, more. Give me more. I never have enough. I need 5 houses. I need 1,000 Ferraris. I need... What the fuck you need all that for? It's almost sad that your loved ones, your wife, your children, and it can't make you enough happy. No, it's for my kids. All that mansion and all those cars, yeah, they're for your kids, huh? That Louis Vuitton belt you're wearing too, that's for your kids too, huh? Them shoes too, huh? Yeah, Louis Vuitton, huh? Everyone gets Louis Vuitton, gets and everything like that. All of a sudden you change what you like, huh? That's your stilo now? Oh, I didn't know. But that way people can see you have money. So what did you really care about? what people think about you. Yeah, it's always that. It's never, oh, I want to give my kids a better life, my family a better life. Oh, stop it. It's all about you, and that's it. The kids, as long as they have their parents, that's all they care about. As long as they have their loved ones, that's all that should matter. As long as they just living peacefully, decent, they don't care if they have 50 rooms or just one room. As long as they got their loved ones. That's why there's rich people that have so much money, but they ain't even happy. Because that doesn't mean anything. But society made us think that that's the goal. That if you don't reach that status, that you failed. Says who? Where did that come from? Louis Vuitton and all that shit didn't exist. Ferraris didn't exist forever. People seemed to be doing fine back then. Back then there was no bars or clubs. Now people can't live without them. Back then there was no video games. Now people can't live without them. Come on now, I don't understand. That's the thing though. We have to make people just accept our flaws, because it's perfectly okay for everyone to have flaws, weaknesses. I have a shitload of them. I make a ton of mistakes, but I'm only human. If I don't change all of that, then I failed myself, which is the only failure that should matter to me and to you guys. Failing yourselves. You know what I mean? It's never too late. A problem is only a problem if you leave it that way. It's always time to change stuff. And it doesn't matter if everybody don't see it or recognizes it or whatever. That's cool. As long as you see it, as long as your loved one, you got them, that's all that should matter. Everything else is irrelevant. Because if we really start to care about what everybody thinks, guess what? Like I said, everybody's unique, which is called weird and odd to those who are not like them. Everybody's the same. A person shows up that's different, he's considered weird. Is it weird or is it unique? You know what I mean? So we got to see it in that sense. You know what I mean? So people just need to understand that in this world, perfection will never exist. A perfect world will never exist, because perfection doesn't exist. Now, if you built the world the way you want to, and 35% of the world doesn't agree, is that fair on the 35% of them? No, it's not, huh? Therefore, we have to be able to accept losses and accept people for how they are. You know what I mean? Instead of criticizing and stuff like that, how about we try to help? Instead of engaging in confrontation, how about we try to stop the confrontation from happening, from occurring? Instead of all this and that. Come on, man. Whenever anything cracks, it's never just one-sided. The other side could have prevented it. Who's going to be the bigger person? But nobody wants to be the bigger person. Nowadays, I see no adults. I only see pure children, because everybody just wants their way. You know what I mean? Nobody's willing to take a loss, to de-escalate scenarios and situations, and just understand scenarios, and just go about it more of a better way to it. You know what I mean? Just, we gotta do.